Okay, so I am outside of Royal Empire Gaming. I was in the neighborhood and I am going to hop in here and see if there's anything that I can see. I'm in a limbo between, last season and this season. I do have the Ready Player One quest coming up. I'm trying to get organized on that. I've got a compiled list of things that I want to look up in terms of video games, consoles, music, media, etc. But I'm just getting my feelers wet, if that's how the saying goes. So we're gonna hop in here and see if there's anything related to the main quest, or if we can see if there's just anything that grabs my eye. So let's go inside Royal Empire Gaming and take a look. Take it away, other guy.
Welcome to the Rad Chaser Show. Please press start to begin the experience.
Oh, man. Whew. Greetings, my excellent chasers. It's another beautiful day in the simulation. I hope you're having some fun out there in the oasis. So, welcome to Season 4. This is the first chase of the year for me. Before we get into the main quest stuff, I just wanted to do just a good old-fashioned little chase. So I went to a place called Royal Empire Gaming. I hadn't been there in quite some time. The Son of Rad Chaser and I went there with Video Boy Matt last year, probably almost a year ago, who knows. So this is a solo trip. I walked in and it was pretty quiet in there. It was just me and the employee, I think, and it picked up a little bit later, but I had a good chunk of time while I was just sort of able to peruse and browse and just sort of chill. Walk up and down the aisles and take a look and see what was going on. And there was a lot of fun stuff in there. There was tons of games. I would almost dare to say it was floor to ceiling. Lots of modern games, retro stuff, tons of PS1 all the way through 5, NES stuff, of course. And it's funny because, like, I walk in and my brain, since I've had a whole year of doing the NES quest, my brain's been trained to, all right, NES game, blinders on for everything else. And then I was like, dude, you sussy baka, the blinders are off. Now you can go and get whatever you want. Why don't you free up a little bit of that stuff lust? Make it a little undirected so you can see what builds up in your heart. Okay, so I'm taking a little break and I'm getting some food because I'm starving. It's like 3 o'clock and I haven't had anything to eat. This is my breakfast. I found a couple of fun things at Royal Empire Gaming. We're in this nebulous beginning of the season where we don't have our main quest fleshed out. It's weird because I went in there and I was like, all right to the NES games, because I'm in that mode because I was trying to get the quest done, and I got the quest done, and now we're moving on to the second quest, whatever that might be. It's going to be something Ready Player One related. That said, I did see a couple of things on my list for Ready Player One. I didn't make any purchases, but I did see some stuff in there, so I got to get a little bit more organized before I start going for stuff. And this isn't going to be a super hard collecting quest, I don't think, but it will be, playing the games and experiencing what was mentioned in the book kind of quest. Got some odds and ends from the video game store. We'll go back to the apartment and take a look and see what we got. I saw a thrift store up the road and I stopped by in there. I didn't get any video because I didn't expect to find anything, which is my bad because you gotta always be recording. But I did find some DVDs, I did find some CDs, and I actually found a couple of video games, a couple of things for the Wii U. Not in my wheelhouse, I don't even have a Wii U at the moment, so nice to find something cool out in the wild at a thrift shop. You don't really see too much of that often, other than like Xbox 360 Connect games in the purple DVD case. So, and nice to see regular thrift store prices, not, oh, we've looked it up and we know what we have and we're a reselling thrift shop. Derp, derp, derp. Anyway, let's get back to the apartment. Well, we found some stuff and here's a bag of loot to prove it. Let's head back to the old casa and see what we got. Look at that. It's the first chase of the year. Let's turn that around. Oh yeah, all these CDs, all these DVDs were $1. And these two Wii games, also $1 each. This was a 3-pack of sleeves. I specifically got it because it had this Mega Man sticker on the outside of one of them, so that was pretty sweet. This magazine is out at CVS, I think. Just one of those random, little one-off guides too. That was pretty sweet. And then, dude, check this out. Game Informer with the killer Pokemon cover. Look how beautiful that is. It's all the way on the back too. This is number 319. Can you see that? Game Informer number 319. I don't know what year that is. I should have looked it up before I started recording. And Enter the Matrix. Official strategy guide. Last year I did pick up the Matrix game for the GameCube side quest, so I've got this game. So this will go nicely over there in the GameCube kiosk. Well, it's another case of somebody put the price tag right on the magazine, so now I have to be extra careful to get them off. So Royal Empire Gaming, pretty sweet as you just saw. After that, I went to a thrift store that was literally kind of right up the road, and I was like, well, I'll just pop in there and see what they have, just for funsies. And I ended up walking away with a couple of Wii U games and some other media that I'm kind of into. You probably know me from video games, but I also do vinyl records, CD, old physical media as such, DVDs, Blu-rays, etc., laser discs, all the stuff, all the old media. So I found a couple of things there. Let's take a look and see what we got. This is from Royal Empire. Check it out. Super Sprint. Now, I was about to say this doesn't count for the NES quest because it's not an officially licensed game, but I ain't doing that quest anymore. Super Sprint is a racing game, and basically if you took like the color palettes from RC Pro-Am and stuck it into Ivan Iron Man Stewart's Super Off-Road and made it a heck of a lot more boring, you would get Super Sprint. The coolest thing about this is the label on the art, and I would say the music. Anyway, one more to the stack. We are close to getting to that 677 mark. I don't have an official count on the NES games, but it's going to be well over 200 at this point. So I'm going to get back to you on that. I had to get a few sleeves as well because they had them in the little 3-packs. These are generic sleeves. I do need a lot more of the generic ones. I got tons of Nintendo branded ones, so I need some more generic ones for the third-party games. And this was kind of interesting. This is basically the reason I got it. This one sleeve here had this little Mega Man sticker on it. So I was like, okay, pretty cool. He's cruising around on what, device number 2, item number 2. So I'm gonna have to get a copy of Mega Man 2 and stick that game into here. So that was fun. Got a couple of pieces of print media as well. Enter the Matrix. This is the walkthrough for the whole game. If you'll recall, I got a copy of the Matrix game for the GameCube when I was doing a little GameCube side quest last season, trying to just grab a couple of GameCube games here and there. So I picked that one up. So I got the official strategy guide. So now I'm going to stick this on this side of the GameCube kiosk in the little magazine holder, and it's going to look pretty sweet. This one I was pretty excited about because it just looks so dang cool. This is Game Informer magazine, and this is issue 319 with Pokémon Sword and Shield on the cover. Look how dope that looks. Baby girl. The Son of Rad Chaser has now collected all 285 issues of Nintendo Power, and he got me excited about print media last year, so I have been, kind of just grabbing random stuff here and there. I don't have any sort of an official intention to get an entire library of magazines. However, Game Informer's got some pretty sweet issues. I definitely picked up a few fun-looking covers. last year, so I might, let that bleed into this year. This one I got at a random CVS, so it's not really part of either score, but it's the Mario Kart World magazine. Just, maps, little pieces, details, history of Mario Kart, power-ups, etc. Just basically the way the game works. I do like seeing these kind of like, I wouldn't call them generic, but they're just sort of little mass-produced things that you see at like a CVS or whatever your sort of convenience/drugstore is in your area. I'm in Florida, so that's what they're called. And now, on to the pickups for the thrift store that I went up to. The only video game related stuff were these two games here, Skylanders. Now, I picked them up because they were $1 each, and I figure a couple things. I don't have a Wii. Another thing is, I haven't played these games. So I'm gonna just chuck these up on the eBay store and just try to maybe make a couple of bucks so we can turn that into some other stuff. I've been wanting to maybe get bigger collections this year as part of maybe a side quest, just to sort of, do that whole thing where, people get the big collection and they keep most of it, or they keep what they want and they sort of, take the rest of it and turn it around into funds or through trades to, get other items that I might need for my main quest or, any collecting desires. It just sucks a little bit lately because there's a lot of heat on reseller scum and flippers and doing this, that, and the third thing. Me, I've never really, made a hard attempt to, be a reseller, and I don't know if it's in the cards for me anyway, but it is fun to have, an eBay shop, and I put I've got some vinyl records, I got video games, toys up there, so just, casually, doing it, not devoting 80 hours a week to it. We leave that extra time to chasing. All right, so these are just sort of non-video game stuffs, but this is a CD called December, and then this is another CD, it's called Country. These are releases by this record label called Windham Hill. They came out in the 80s, and these are just pretty sweet. I have CDs, I've got vinyl of these. They're just calm, refreshing, meditative sometimes, just acoustic things or piano things, just fun stuff. I love music, so finding these things out in the wild, pretty fun. A couple of random DVDs, and all this stuff, again, was just $1 each, so I was like, well, why not? The Total Recall. I've never seen the remake. However, I've seen the original Total Recall about 1,000,000 times, so I want to see what all the fuss is about here. I've been seeing clips of Catch Me If You Can on YouTube Shorts and stuff, so it's kind of got in my head and in my brain. I love Leo, I love Tom Hanks, and I love Steven Spielberg, so this is right up my alley. Yes, I have seen it before, but now part of the little collection. And this one I found as well, Planet Earth. If you've never seen this, oh baby girl, and getting this whole thing for $1, 5 DVDs, yo, can't mess with that. So I'm excited to have a nice night where I just sort of make a little bit of food, get on the couch, get really relaxed, and just sort of watch this. This one's pretty exciting for me. Okay, so that's it for the scores. The first chase of the month out of the way. We're gonna get the ball rolling and we're gonna keep moving. The main quest is coming. It's gonna be Ready Player One related. If you've ever read the book or seen the movie, it's gonna go following. I'm gonna follow the book more so than the movie. I'm sure we'll be chatting about the movie as well. But there's quite a few video games, consoles, computers, tons of references to pop culture, music, movies, directors. I'm going to attempt to go through as much of it as I can. Of course, I'll keep the content more video game related, but I will be touching on the rest of the media as well, so that's going to be fun. I'm pretty excited about it. That's basically my main quest for this year. So look forward to that. I know I am. And I know the son of Rad Chaser is. Now, if you'll take a look back here, I did clean off the entire shelf for last year's scores. Looking kind of empty, looking kind of naked, looks like it needs to be filled up with stuff. So that's exactly what I intend to do. I'm going to put all this stuff here that I just got. It's going to go right on the shelf. Now, as for the rest of the stuff from last year, I'm going to have to find a new home for that. There is plenty of space to be had, so I just need to get stuff organized. So I'm sure you can probably look forward to some organizational shorts. Definitely some more one-a-day playing my NES games now that I've added 100 to the stack. I definitely have more games to get through, so look for that too. Well, that's about it for now, my beautiful chasers. I got a beam of light to catch, and I'm going to see you guys in the future have fun in the simulation. This is the Rad Chaser. He's almost out of here, and now he's out of here.
I love Rad Chaser. He's so handsome and smart.
We're the Rad